Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. Walking through the Laguna Niguel Regional Park, and all the flowers are blooming on the hill. It's just absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful morning out here. There's a ton to talk about, and I have a question. How does never sound? Okay, and that's the question. That's the theme of this one. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsor, Ageless Collagen, which I'll talk about a little later. And let's get right into it. People are talking about retirement, and there's all this news. All of a sudden, there's all this news being sent to me about retirement. And the question is, when do you think you'll retire? And the answer for most people is never. Most people don't have the money set aside. They don't have the pension. They don't have anything other than Social Security or the benefits from the country that they're in, and that's it, guys. And some of us can't live on that, to say the least. So I'm one of the people of the age that I don't think by the time I hit retirement, even 62, that the money's going to be there. Just don't have any faith in that. So you're seeing more and more people that are starting to realize how bad this is. When we talked about Mecklenburg County, that's a big deal, guys. When they cut off health benefits to employees' family members, that's huge, guys. Okay, what's next? What happens when they give you a 10% haircut? I've had people write me out of the UK and France and different municipalities where they thought they were going to have their pension forever. And then they wake up and they say, oh, we're going to cut it 10%. And they spent every dime. They lived on everything and didn't have the ability to save any money. And that's that. So, what do you think, guys? I personally don't think that I'm going to retire. Okay. I have a friend's dad. My friend and I went to the Angel game this week, and his dad's 90, just had surgery, but his dad has been working up until a few weeks ago, okay? And, okay? Guy doesn't need the money, guy's loaded. But the point is that some people like to work. Some people like to be busy. And, the story I've told people before is, I'm in my late 50s, okay? Have a friend that I've known since high school who retired from the post office. And, one thing they do is, hey, who do you want to walk you out of the building on your last day? And my friend, had this guy walk him out. I want the guy that trained me. Even though he's retired, I want him to walk me out. Okay? Sure, we can see if we can arrange that. They arrange it. This guy walked my friend out of the building, and the guy that walked him out of the building dropped dead the next day. Okay? How wild is that? Okay? So you can be retired and you can be set up, but, better have a plan. Better have a plan for your family. Better have a plan for your future, for everything. So the banks are in trouble. We know that. But the banks are also in trouble because people are pulling money out and putting it in different sources, changing to investment accounts, things like that. There is a bank, which I have to look up the name of this one again, Security Plus Federal Credit Union, that has a 6% CD right now. 6% for an 11-month CD. Now, will people bite on stuff like that? Who knows? Who knows if that's going to be the option in the future? But this is what we're living through right now, and people need to take a look at this. There's so much news to cover right now. Yesterday, it was announced that Tucker Carlson is leaving Fox News. Wow. Okay? Wow, wow, wow. So I want to put it out there. I want to be the first one to interview Tucker Carlson. So hashtag Tucker Carlson on this video, and I want to do the first interview with you. Okay? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's going on, what your future looks like, and just want to see if we can get a conversation going. I will fly anywhere on the planet Earth that you'd like to meet me at, Mr. Carlson, and I will interview you. Okay? So see if that happens. Also, we got the same news that Don Lemon, is out at CNN. He got fired, though. He got pushed out. There's a difference, okay? Don't let the door hit you on the way out, So kind of different scenarios for both of them, but it would be interesting. And you guys, I'll leave the interview for Don Lemon for somebody else, okay? Okay? So hashtag Tucker Carlson. Anybody has a way to get a hold of him, let him know Dan and I allegedly would like to be the first. Okay, wouldn't that be awesome? Goes in a channel with 275,000 subscribers. That would be the greatest. The greatest day ever would be that. But again, I'll fly anywhere to talk to that guy. Okay, so let me know if we can make that happen, guys. Let's talk about our sponsor, Ageless Multi-Collagen. You know, doesn't make a difference if you're in your 20s or you're in your 90s. You know, as our skin gets older and changes, you need collagen. It's very important. We need it for our hair health, our nail health, our joint health. And what the team at BioTrust has done is they've taken 5 different collagens from 4 sources and created something that is absolutely amazing. And Ageless Multi-Collagen, tasteless, odorless. I put it in my coffee every day. But the big deal with this is that they have created something that helps with joint pain. As I started running again, I would feel the joint pain, and it's been completely eliminated by taking this, and I'm a huge fan of it. They have a deal where it's 51% off right now. If you use the link Health with Dan, you can save up to 51% off. It's absolutely amazing, but look at what you can do in your older age to help with joint health, nail, hair, everything. And look at Ageless Multi-Collagen, guys. It's a great product. I use it all the time. And it's one of those things that when I went back and talked to the team at BioTrust, I said, listen, the stuff, you know, works, and this is what I want to talk about. So take a look at it, guys. It's an amazing product, and I've had really good success with it. And I hope you will too. Check out healthwithdan.com. Here are 5 economic disasters that we were warned about, and I talked about over the course of the last year plus, and we are living through them right now. Okay? First one, commercial real estate. Commercial real estate is finally having its day in the sun, and it's not, you know, a suntan. It's a sunburn, and it's a mess right now with commercial real estate. You're seeing more and more people go out of business, defaulting on loans. You're seeing more vacancies. There are properties right now in New York City that have entire floors that are vacant. I found an amazing story over the weekend about a law firm. Think about this. The law firm rents 500,000 square feet for their law firm, and they're deciding on 2 different buildings right now. And the 2 buildings are basically on hold because one of them is going to win, one of them is going to lose, and that is an absolute disaster. Now, the next one is Credit Suisse, and Credit Suisse is looking at new office space also in the New York City because they just merged with UBS. Okay? Interesting thing about this is that they have 860,000 square feet. Remember last week I showed you guys those 2 buildings that went bankrupt, and I shouldn't say they went bankrupt. They got sold by Blackstone and were given away. Remember that? They were unloaded. Okay? Well, those 2 buildings between them were just over 500,000 square feet of space. It gives you an idea of how much space these people rented on those floors. But commercial real estate's a huge problem. But this is one of those things that they're trying to make this a big news story and talk about how great this is, when in fact, you know, it's one law firm, guys. It's not like it's going to bring New York City back once they do this. Okay? So there's that, guys. We're living through that. And there's more stories to talk about that. The next thing is the widespread layoffs. We've talked about that, and it's just a matter of time until we're going to see more and more of the layoffs. One thing that's crazy is Ernst & Young is letting go of over 1,000 people. That's the huge accounting firm. Now, my interaction with Ernst & Young, and I've told you guys this before, when I would go to the JP Morgan conference in San Francisco, the health conference, I didn't attend the JP Morgan conference. I attended all these other satellite conferences. One of them was the Ernst & Young conference, and to this day, as I stand here today, I never knew how I got my name on this list, on this VIP list, where it was at the Ritz-Carlton every year, and it was, to say it was decadent would be an understatement. They had food stations, and oh, you want to take a half a dozen Voss waters with you home? Go ahead, Dan. Do whatever you want. Would you like a backpack to load food in? Crazy, okay? But it was at the Ritz-Carlton every year, and
Sorry, I apologize.
it was at the Ritz-Carlton every year. So I almost get bit by a dog, and it was an absolute mess. So they are laying off all those people, 1,200 people right now. So more and more layoffs are happening all the time, guys. It's not, the economic climate right now is not good, to say the least. So next thing is the corporate debt bubble, which, this is one thing that killed Bed Bath & Beyond, was the debt. Think about this. You had a company that did $7.9 billion in sales and couldn't make money. They were losing money at $7.9 billion in sales because of the outstanding debt. And, when was the last time you saw a Bed Bath & Beyond ad? So I don't think it's advertised. I don't think that they spent any money, a dime on TV. But when was the last time that happened? So anyways, it's just a matter of time until this takes place. I want to add 5.5 because great article that had these 5 things on it. But the other thing is the banking problem. Banks are a huge problem right now. You're going to see more and more banks shut down. You haven't seen anything yet, guys. It's just a continuing problem as they kick the can down the road. The market right now is kind of in a holding pattern right now as they wait for the Fed's decision early next week. The next thing is the surge in bankruptcies. You are seeing more bankruptcies right now than you have in 5-6 years, just compounding. And going up 30%, we talked about this a few days ago, that's happening right now. And it's just a matter of time until you see more of it. More personal bankruptcies with individuals and more bankruptcies with businesses that are going to Chapter 11. Chapter 11 bankruptcies have escalated up almost 20% right now, which is crazy. You've got some industries where it's up as high as 40%. So that's that. Final of the 5, which I said kind of 6 because the banking issue. You can talk about debt bubble, but it's a problem with the banks and being able to get the money also. The final thing is the rejecting of the US dollar. If the US dollar is rejected as the world's #1 currency, it's over, Johnny. It's over. Your money's worth nothing, and everything that we've been fighting for is worth absolutely nothing in the corporate space. So just a matter of time. This guy's whacking off with his weed whacker, so we're going to go in the other direction. Okay? Share your thoughts so far. Now, in the theme of this video, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that was mentioned in that list of 5.5 different, economic crises that we're living through. First one is more layoffs. Disney has laid off thousands of people. Disney just announced that they're going to have more layoffs. Here's the crazy thing. When I get these stories sent to me, I said, oh, I've already read that. No, it's new. And no, they're going to announce more layoffs this week at the corporate offices. Upside down, guys. Completely a mess. Disney Plus, all these different things are a problem. Absolute problem. So just a matter of time until Disney has that announcement. Why is this happening? Okay, ask that. Why is it happening, guys? Okay, is everything great? People aren't going to Disneyland, Disney World, buying Disney stuff? Who knows? Bud Light presents, their sales have dropped almost 20% since their failed ad campaign. 20%, okay? They may never recover from that, okay? There's that. So in this world, you get people that sit there and say, oh, I'm going to speak up with my wallet, my lack of wallet. So that's what we're saying. The Fed next week, it's anticipated that the Fed's going to raise interest rates 1/4 point. And it's already built into the market, Dan. You don't have to worry about that. You're not going to see the stocks go up or down. Okay, I've got to reach out to Bob Kudla and ask him what he thinks about this. But you're seeing that, and you're seeing things start to play itself out, because if you don't believe that interest rates are going up, if you don't believe this is going to affect people, you are kidding yourself right now. Absolutely kidding yourself. Gold is about to spike again, guys. And we could see gold shoot up an absolute ton right now. And again, do what you want to do, but look at gold stocks, look at gold mining companies, look at physical gold, look at it. Because when it's announced that the central bank, our central bank, has increased gold purchases, why are they doing that? Why? Okay? And somebody sent me this last week that I didn't show you guys, and it was the 1933 demand for you to turn your gold in. It was kind of a neat little notice that was sent to me through history, but that will never happen again. And again, we'll get Jack Haney on here and have him explain why that will never happen again. But look at a trusted source to buy anything like that. And how do you feel about this? Central banks, their purchases in 2023 are up another 30%. They're all buying it. 80% of them are buying gold, and they're up 30% this quarter already. Wow. Okay? That should, why is that? What are they protecting right now? Okay? Who knows? Who knows? But share your thoughts on this stuff so far. One thing I forgot to mention earlier in this video is there is a story about the high stakes, office space game that's being played out before our eyes in New York City with that law firm and the other people in the 2 different office towers. That's fascinating right now that's going on. So take a look at that. The next one is home flippers. Home flippers are getting caught holding the bag. And one thing that people have written me about is Drayton Nay, and that he is a wholesaler, guys. This is a guy that searches and researches properties and showed me what he's bought that place for, what he's selling it for, what he put into it, everything. And he buys stuff on the cheap. He buys, retired house, people that are retired. He buys homes that, family members, or maybe there may be some infighting, but he gets things, they may own multiple properties and they want to get rid of the eyesore. Okay. And with all the debacle that we've experienced over the last 3 years, when it comes to landlords, there are people that are begging to get out of communities right now. So Drayton buys things on the cheap, fixes it up, has his own construction crews, and makes a tremendous amount of money on it. But house flippers are getting caught holding the bag. The last time we saw this was 2006, going into 2007. I have a friend of mine, smart guy, and he had 3 houses at one point, and was caught, had over $1 million in mortgages back then, and barely got out by the skin of his teeth because people finally made an offer on the house. Here's the crazy thing. One of the houses, he thought he was going to get over $1 million for. $1 million. That house ended up selling for $800,000 even. The people that bought the house went into it, lived there, never made one payment. Lived there for an entire year without making a house payment. Isn't that crazy? Finally got foreclosed upon. But, my foreclosure buddies, that's what they're saying. They're seeing the foreclosures come back, slowly but surely. Are you guys ready? You ready? Because it's coming. So, it's very interesting. But the house flippers, they're buying stuff. They're holding it too long. The debt that they have is killing them. And they're taking losses on these houses right now. So, it's very difficult to buy a house and flip it. Even from the foreclosures right now, you've got to be really skilled at what you do, because a guy like Drayton that's buying the house is moving it really quickly. Now, a couple things. Interest rates are destroying the commercial real estate market. And when you talk to people like Blackstone and Brookfield, they're saying that this is what's killing it. It's killing it because people don't have the ability or the buying power, even in a commercial situation, that they're having problems with mass vacancies and not making money, and they're having to lower prices. Now, Brookfield had a default within the last month. Just told you about Blackstone that unloaded that property in Orange County, California, and took a massive loss on it. This is going to happen more and more and more. But they're telling us how bad it is because of how bad interest rates are. Interest rates are still going up, guys. They're not going down anytime soon. And we're not going to see this be the thing that, oh, it'll turn, it'll fix itself. Don't worry about it, Dan. You're crazy. It's not going to fix itself. Now, another thing that came out was in the UK, and for all my friends in the UK that sent me this story, I had 3 people send it to me, and I appreciate that, is that they're starting to have 100% mortgages again. Man, oh man, oh man, if you care about anyone, even your enemies, tell them not to buy a house with a 100% mortgage right now, because things are inevitably going to go down in price, and you're going to own a depreciating asset. The bank can, hey, 0 down payment, 100% loan on it. No, 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 no. Do not do this. And it's funny, I sent this to Drayton Nay, and he freaked out. He was like, yeah, Dan, this problem is happening everywhere. It's a global problem right now when it comes to properties, and nobody wants to look at that. So, people convince themselves, I've got to be in a home. We've got to own our own home. There will be time to do that, guys. There's plenty of time to do that, but people have to do it right now. And this is the kiss of death right now. And 100% UK mortgages, read the article below. It's nuts. Isn't this great? It's going to benefit the people with the least amount of money. It's going to benefit the people that haven't been able to save anything. It's also going to bankrupt them and destroy them financially in 2 to 4 years. So try not to get yourself into that situation by any way, shape, or form. People are loud. Well, clearly, I'm in their office. But don't do that, guys. Stay away from it. How does never sound? Never do that. That's what that should be. So, history has a tendency to repeat itself. I am floored by people that are my age and older that don't want to remember 2006, 2007. And again, 2006 was the peak of real estate. Then it started to go down. What's going on? What's happening? People, their credit lines started to dry up. That's happening now. People's credits are getting cut off. People's credit lines are getting cut off. They're getting destroyed and changed right now in a huge, huge way, to where they don't have the buying power that they had 60 days ago right now. And next week, the Fed's going to raise interest rates again. But Dan, that's not going to affect mortgages. No. It's no big deal, Dan. It's not going to affect anything. Just go about your day. Okay? Robert Kiyosaki stepped for a great article where he's talking about FedCoin and the digital dollar, and how this is going to be catastrophic for all of us if this gets put into place, because they're testing it right now, and it's going to be Big Brother all over again. It's going to be George Orwell from 1984, and if you want to see people, look at your life and turn everything upside down and not have any privacy, you're about to have that. We're going to experience that, because you won't have any secrecy or anything right now. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But, will this happen? Yes, it's going to happen. They want it to happen. Want it to happen immediately. But you're not supposed to ask those questions and say, why is this bad? It's horrible, guys. Absolutely horrible. The other thing that I keep getting, rumblings about is people's insurance. If you had a huge hit with your insurance, send me some proof. Send me, hey, listen, Dan, here's the statement, here's the increase letter, white out my name, don't use it. We'll be happy to do the heavy lifting for you on that stuff. But people love to see this, because people think that, wow, we're the only ones that got a 36% price increase on our insurance for the house. Okay? No, you had no claims, no fire, no flood, nothing, and you're paying more for it. Okay? There's that. Renter's insurance is going up through the roof, and property taxes are going through the roof too. So anything like that you get, let me know. The thing about California, California, as some of you guys like to write me and tell me, is we have, the Howard Jarvis thing that they've whittled at through the years and tried to hit it so that there's a, more than a 1% take on that. Got Mr. Squirrel hanging out here. Okay, but share all that stuff, guys, because it's nuts. So let me know what you're thinking about this, but anything you can get, send it to hello@iallegedly.com, and I'd love to see it. I'm going to finish this video with this last story, and I love things like this, and that is, when there's like some corporate website and people go to buy something, and all of a sudden, the ladder is $9 instead of $250. Well, there was an airline that made a mistake online, and they had airfares that were $10,000 a piece. Okay, first class airfares to Jakarta and to the Caribbean that were as low as $350 a piece. The story is below, but Singapore, Tokyo, New York, $300, normally a $10,000 ticket. Jakarta, Tokyo, New York, and back, $350. Wow, they really bumped that one up. But sold a ton of them, and they have to honor those flights. So isn't that crazy? I love stuff like that. So please, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the suggestion. Amber sent me this one, and it's a great place, just beautiful. Don't forget to take a look at Ageless Multi-Collagen, healthwithdan.com, and the link is below. And I will see you guys very soon. Onward and upward.